Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds. It's Friday, Red Friday. In fact, I felt for quite a while that the NBA had its issues. And I know that you're a basketball guy. You're way more of a basketball guy than I am, ever have been, to be honest with you. I mean, I played, but, it's never really been. But I know that you love the game a lot. So I gotta know, like, how. I mean, you got a head coach of a major team in the NBA pulling stuff like this. It's unfathomable.
Blows my mind.
I can't. I mean, you've seen it all, brother. And this is so bad.
Well, it's happened, of course, before in the college ranks. When I was a kid growing up, the Madison Square Garden scandals were Kentucky University, one of the paragons of all of college basketball, dropped on their own. They dropped the sport in 1951. They did not play because of their involvement in this gambling. This one, the guy is highly paid. What in the hell are you doing in the case of Chauncey Billups, to whom you're making reference here, in a high-stakes poker match? I mean, that's what they did. They operated this ring they're rigged. They were rigged poker games, and of course the New York families are involved in all of this too. But Billups, use your head. Colorado All-America when he played, and coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. And Terry Rozier, very fine player for the Miami Heat, kid out of Louisville. He gets involved in it. His is more directly basketball associated than Billups, although these are all intertwined, Mike. It's not one that's, I guess, divorced from the other. They're all together. And, of course, Damon Jones, who was around for a long time in the NBA, he's involved. There may be others. This investigation, this part of it is over, but there will be more. And what bothers me more than anything else is it overlaps all the other sports. I'm going to give you an example. Where you are and you're watching Thursday Night Football, can you hear the announcers? Mm-hmm. Did you hear what Al Michaels had to say last night at the end of the game?
I mean, obviously we were having deep discussions about probably life and the universe and everything else last night at Coyotes.
Okay, here's the deal.
But, I mean, I could hear him.
Here's the weazened old veteran, Al Michaels, and he says at the end of the game, I'm going to get in trouble for this. And he knew it. He knew he would be, and he'll probably be punished for it. But on the air, he scores 34 to 10. 34 to 10. The over-under is 44 and a half. That's 44 points. Toward the end of the game, he says, gang, this game is not over yet. And sure enough, the Los Angeles Chargers kid hits the field goal to make it 37 to 10. And Al Michaels says, and now it's over, if you know what I mean. Does that not say it all? He's over the over-under mark in this for the bettors. Oh, my. Anyway, it certainly will fracture, especially in the NBA. This is a bad day for the NBA.
It's a bad day for professional sports in general.
And it is, and not just pro, because it falls over into college too. Does this occur? And it's going to with NIL and with the transfer portal and so forth and so on. You're going to be suspicious. This hurts. It hurts the attendance at games, because how many times are you going to say, hey, did that on purpose, that's so-and-so. And when your allegiance, and when it's done like that, when your allegiance is disturbed, so is the sport.
Yeah, I mean, time and time again, you see guys that are taking dives just so they can get out and cause the. It's crazy, but you're right. I need to look up that Al Michaels, because I didn't see the end. I need to watch that video.
This game is not over,
that's
folks. The score is 34 to 10, and he says the game is not over with maybe a minute or so. What do you mean it's not over? And then he says, you know what I mean? I'm going to get in trouble for this. And then he kicks the field goal. Now it's over. There's a very famous story, and I think it's probably, there's some truth to it, as it turns out. Muhammad Ali, he's standing over Sonny Liston, and this is the fight in Maine, and he's got his hands up, and he's yelling at Liston, who's on the canvas.
Famous photo, yeah.
You know what he's saying? Get up, it's not time yet. That was alleged. Does that not tell y'all? Okay, continue.
I guess we can just keep believing in comic book heroes is what it comes down to. Speaking of which, now that you've got this situation going on in basketball, makes the game that starts up in Canada a little bit more sus, don't you think?
Well, these are really good pitchers, and there's really, I guess you could fracture it some way, but I don't think that's going to happen, especially not now.
No.
And the pro leagues like to tell you, and I think they're pretty accurate in this one, that they police all those sports. Well, you can only police them to a certain extent, but I do think they govern them in regards to watching out what the players are doing. This one tonight, Blake Snell for the Dodgers and Trey Yesavage for the Toronto Blue Jays. This will be a terrific matchup. You have to give the nod to Snell, who's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner and came within one scratch hit of a no-hitter his last time out against the against the Brewers. And here's Yesavage, who comes up from mid-season in the minor leagues and strikes out everybody in sight. So from that aspect, you have to give the nod to Snell tonight. The Los Angeles pitching staff is the best in baseball, and they will be awfully tough to beat. But we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. I don't have a dog in this fight, so it's always fun to watch these two teams that have really been pretty spectacular up until this point. Missouri State Bears had a weeknight game this week, so that means they're off this weekend, but when are they back in action?
Next Wednesday, and it will be the final one of these midweek games that they play. The Bears, of course, are coming off a 24-17 overtime victory over New Mexico State out in Las Cruces. They're back now, and they'll probably take today off or maybe work out a little bit. But they have a game next Wednesday night, and this will be the final of the October schedule in Conference USA. The Bears are playing Florida International at the Plaster Sports Complex. It's a Wednesday night game. Now, it's probably going to be a bit on the cool side, but gang, the game is on national television. That's why Conference USA has this contract, why the Bears are in this league now. And it's really up to us as the fans to get out there and show the nation. Mm-hmm. Now, admittedly, there probably will be just a limited number of people watching, but it is available, and it's college football. And to show them the support that Missouri State will get from the fans. I hope everybody does show up. It's an oddity. It's an anomaly, a Wednesday night game in October. But the Bears and Florida International and Missouri State should be the favorite in this game.
Going to be a nice, cool fall day. At least we'll be getting rain next Wednesday, at least where I'm sitting right now. And so get your butt out to MSU to watch that game and root on the 4-3 Bears. We had a crazy Thursday night football game. Well, I was hoping it would have been. It kind of had a crazy start, but then after that, I don't think the Vikings ever woke up again.
They didn't show up. They were really disturbed, I felt, by the loss to the Philadelphia Eagles last week, a game they made a comeback in but couldn't quite catch Philadelphia. 28-22, I think the final was in that one. This is the Chargers who they're playing, and when Justin Herbert warms up, he can be awfully tough to stop. And he was last night, 37-10. The Chargers beat the Minnesota Vikings. Big win for L.A., and their games coming up here in the future with the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be extremely interesting. There are two of them, and indeed, I think they're going to be very hard-fought battles, but we will see. I think the Chiefs are probably a better team. But as far as the Chargers are concerned, they were far better than the Vikings last night, 37-10 final.
And like I said all week, go Vikings. There were several high school football matchups because we're getting close to the end of the regular season yesterday. So what were the scores?
This is game 9, and next week begins the district. These teams, there were several of them that played on Thursday. The reasons are homecoming and dancing and so forth on Friday night, but others are to give the team an extra day of rest. Nixa, number 1 team in the area, walloped Glendale. 63-21 was the final. Branson comes up to Springfield and beats Hillcrest by a score of 29-0. And Republic, which is a very fine football team, knocked off Willard 59-7. Those were 3. There were others in the area, but we'll concentrate on just those 3 because they're closest to the city.
Ned, we've got the St. Louis Blues starting to get their regular season rolling. I was checking the score, and then the next thing I know was, did the other team score a touchdown on these guys?
Maybe
Am I watching the wrong sport here?
Well, you're taking the wrong point spread.
Yeah, I guess in that case, the game was definitely over.
This team that they're playing, of course, is in Salt Lake City. It's the old Arizona Coyotes. Well, they're now called the Utah Mammoth. and they being the Mammoths, 4 goals in the first period. They were up 4-0 after one period. That essentially is the game. The Blues did match that, but the final score was Utah 7, the St. Louis Blues 4, and the season, well, of course, it's still so very young, has a long way to go.
Definitely does. Ned, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday.